From every strand on the line of your reel, to the rods, to the anglers, to the lures on the end of your hook, let's talk about those big bass here on Co-Angler's Corner with your hosts, Rob Welch and John Stoudinger.
Good evening, everybody. I'm John.
How y'all are? Cajun Rob here, hanging out with y'all.
I'll never get through this. I don't get it. Well, I'm gonna put a screen up in front of my face so they can't see me laughing when you say that.
I got to send you some grits and maybe some hominy or something. I'll get you there, man. I'll get you there.
Like I told you last night, man. Grits, butter, salt, and pepper. We're good.
Yep, man.
You don't need bacon on it or ham or whatever.
Yep.
Unless you're going to try to make a sandwich out of it.
That's true. True.
But no. Thank you everybody for tuning in. You know, I'm pretty sure Rick Amato is here already. If not,
oh yeah, he always is.
Yeah, we should probably call the rescue squad on him. But a good friend of the show, Alvin. He's the owner of the American Outdoors. The American Angler Outdoor Network.
Yep.
Which hosts our show throughout the week and also has a JCX fishing channel that we run the shows and different shows through. So we wanted to have him on again and talk about his programming, what he has coming up in the mix. I know a couple things that I've talked to him about, but we'll let the man, the myth, and the legend all in one come on and talk to you about that. All right. So let's bring Alvin on and see if he can enlighten us in some things. And because I know Rob's not.
John, this is for you, buddy.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All right.
Yeah. I gotta get it off before the wife sees it.
There you go. I gotta be different. I had to be different. So I missed a memo about the pink color thing. So
that's all right.
Yeah, that's her hat, man. I gotta get it off. She'll get a little upset. I stretch it out on her.
Yeah. We won't tell.
It's great to be back on the show. You guys are you're a fan favorite on the network.
Appreciate it.
Tell you right now, Rick, how you doing, buddy? I could tell
There he is. There he is, right on time.
The trade shows we have done, every time your shows go up on there, everybody stops and watches.
Wow.
I came to realize it's not you guys, it's more the women who are on your shows that they're stopping to watch. Because when you guys have guys on the show, the people just keep walking.
Yep.
Right.
But when you have your women and fishing shows, everybody stops to watch.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys, I mean, I watch every episode. If I don't watch it live, I have to watch it. You know, like we were talking before, I have to screen, edit, make sure everything's okay, you know, for the network. But yeah, it's always a pleasure watching you guys, the way you two act and work off each other.
Yep.
It's great. And I know the guests, they feel very comfortable because you could tell in the way they act and react to you guys that they're enjoying the show just as much.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, and you know, the last two nights, this Tuesday and last Tuesday, your two guests, they were really enjoying themselves.
Oh yeah, they
were, and that's really good. But yeah, it's always good, like I said, to be with you guys, you know, talk fishing, talk content. You know, that's what we are at the American Angler Outdoors. We're here to provide you, the content creator, a place to showcase your videos. You know, whether it's a weekly TV show on our main network or your own channel like you guys have. Like 12 official channels up and running right now.
Wow.
We have a 13th channel that's created. We're waiting for videos. So once we start getting some videos for it, you know, we'll get that channel up. And our latest one is our Sportsman 101 channel. which is all about tech tips,
Yep.
product reviews, between Ted from Off the Hook Outdoors and Mike from Binya Outdoors and other Anthony, one of our newer shows,
Yep.
Matt from Bear Fishing. Some great tech tips from these guys. And we're hoping to get more from other people.
Yep.
We're always looking for content.
Well, just to let you know, Rob and I, we spoke the other day, and we're having 1 week it's the third week of the month that's going to be all about tech
Yep.
tips.
Yep.
Like,
Techniques and tips. Yep.
Techniques, tips, whether it be from knot tying to marketing to a specific, like a Carolina rig or something like that. Each show that week is going to be dedicated towards that. So I hope that runs in line with some stuff you want. And like you have our permission to cut everything up that we do and use it.
Well, that's just it. Like I said, you guys, your shows are pretty long, which is really great because that's what we want to do on your channels. We want to get those hour to hour and a half, sometimes hour 45-minute shows on there so that people can sit down, relax, and the show stays on.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it works. My camera is not staying still.
Oh, I thought it was Rob.
No, it ain't me, man.
It's me. Every time I hit the table, the camera shakes.
It's because you're a mover and a shaker. That's all.
There you go. Now you're talking.
That's just, and it's been a wild week, and it's going to get wilder. This Saturday, we're filming an episode of our show, the Road Trip Show.
Oh, cool.
We're going to go down to, I'm going to say outside Raleigh, North Carolina, because if I try to say the name of the town, I'll butcher it. It's Fuquay. I can't.
Yeah.
I forget the name. It's an off the wall name, but we're doing the American Legion down there has a pond, and we're going to film a episode with some warriors. They're going to take
sweet
warriors fishing, so we're going to film an episode down there.
Great,
Barney, something like that.
Yep.
I apologize to you people in the town.
in advance.
Yeah, I'll get it Saturday walking through town.
There you go. Now I know my Bass Federation up here, or Bass Nation, whatever they want to call themselves. I don't know if we still do it, but prior to COVID, we used to take because I'm up in New York. We used to take out roughly 100 to 110 soldiers, and it was called Take a Soldier Fishing. And it was they'd all get free stuff, and just a day out on the lake, just going out having fun. And because we had a lot of vets on that was in the Federation at the time, but really enjoyed that.
Yep.
Just some people, it was their first time fishing.
Yeah. It's a great feeling too. I mean, we work with Heroes on the Water. We work directly with the Tidewater Virginia chapter out in Norfolk, at a naval base down there. And that's what they do. They take warriors out fishing. This event Saturday, they're going to take, warriors out fishing. They've got kayaks. So it's going to be a tournament. Kayaks are all borrowed, from people. And it should be a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah. I know Rob's been talking about trying to get a little bit more into kayak fishing.
Yeah, it's hot. It's growing. It's growing leaps and bounds every day.
It is. And, I know, John, you're a co-angler.
Correct.
And I know there's been issues with some of these clubs getting enough co-anglers because the guys are like, hey, why should I go sit on the back of a boat and pay $100, $150, $100 entry fee to get skunked on the back of a boat when I can go buy a kayak and pay $30, go out and fish and
Yep.
win.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
You know, and so it is. Kayak fishing has grown unbelievable. I mean, I see it. We run a slot series through Slay Nation.
Yep.
And it's this year we're doing a team series. So we've got a lot. We got 4 teams so far, and I'm sure we're going to have way more. But yeah, it's people from kayaks, all kinds of fishing. But it is a very big sport.
Yeah.
And if you look, I say we're less than 3 to 5 years from watching these kayak anglers doing this as a living.
Oh yeah.
There's a select few. I was listening to
Yeah.
Christine Fisher, and she said there's probably 4 or 5 of them. Well, roughly 5 to 7 of them that's their profession, kayak fishing. And you know, it's not just the fishing aspect, it's the marketing aspect, the promoting.
Yep.
You know, just like in bass tournaments, you know, with the big boats and stuff. It's the same thing except for they're in kayaks.
Yep.
Yeah. It is. And it's a lot less expensive.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, you go out to buy a decent bass boat to compete just in the BFL or ABA or one of those divisions, you're in that $20,000 price range.
Oh, easy. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Easy. And then now, thanks to the last 2 years, if you don't have forward facing sonar, you know, you might as well just hand the money directly to the guy that has it.
Yeah.
But it's sad.
Yeah.
But you can get a decent fishing kayak fully rigged for a couple of $1,000s.
Oh yeah. Yeah, decked out. Yeah, decked out.
And kayak tournaments, there's a lot more kayak tournaments than there are big boat tournaments. They're all over the place now.
Oh yeah.
And one of your guys, Frankie Provolone, you know.
Yep. Oh, Frankie. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He runs a great series. He
does.
Slay Nation.
Kayak, small boat. Yep. Slay Nation. You know, my wife and I had him on our podcast a couple years ago. This past spring, there was a tournament with 150 kayaks. Rick Amato says.
Wow. Ooh.
So,
and you know what's nice about kayak fishing is it's the CPR, catch, photo, release.
Yep.
So, you know, John, you're going to be down here in May. You're going to be at Smallwood State Park. You're going to have roughly, 70, 80 boats? If not a little bit, maybe more.
Maybe 100 boats.
Yep.
All right. They all have that one ramp to get in and get out.
Yeah.
And then you're all in that little area around Smallwood, and you're launching from there. Yeah. Now, with kayak fishing, all these guys have to do, they can put in there. They can go up the river and put in somewhere else. So as long as they're fishing on the Potomac River, they can put in anywhere because they don't have to come back to that one spot.
Yeah.
Because everything's done online.
Right.
Yeah. And here in Kentucky, there's a couple lakes you can't use a big motor, and they actually have a kayak chute, and at the bottom they have a fold-down seat. There's 2 local lakes. They just put those in, and it's pretty neat. But remember in COVID, that's the only thing I think positive come out. Like, I know my buddy worked at Cabela's here in Lexington. They could not keep kayaks in stock. They'd fly out the door as soon as they get them in. And I'd go out to one of my little local lakes. That's all you see is kayak families and kayaks, which is great. You know, everybody got out. Everybody got tired of being cooped up. So that really boomed it.
And not only that, but John, you can attest to this. It's for the big boats during COVID, there were fewer tournaments because of the restrictions.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Whereas with kayaks, it's online.
Yep.
But, you know, the chances of fishing, Canandaigua. What is there? 30 ramps to get onto Canandaigua? So you can have 100 kayaks on that lake, and these guys will never come near each other.
Yep.
Yes. And
Whereas when we used to go up there with the big boats, you all had to go in the same spot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and one of the things I like about the kayak aspect of it too is it's like being a co-angler. You're limited in your tackle. You're limited with your rods. It combines the best of both worlds. I know we didn't intend for this to be all kayaks, but hey, look, if you're a co-angler and you want to get to make all the decisions, get a kayak.
Yeah.
Yep.
I talked to a couple people who fish the bigger circuits, and their kayaks with the forward-facing sonar and all that, they're $15,000.
Oh yeah.
And that's fully rigged.
Yep.
You go try to buy a bass boat for $15,000, you're getting a old Ranger 361.
You're getting a shell. You're getting a shell, no motor.
Pretty much.
You're getting you're getting a 17-inch tracker, a 17-foot tracker with a 75 on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went to some kayak events last year, and guys were pulling up with trailers with two fully rigged identical kayaks side by side. And yeah, they were spending some money, but when you sit there in first place, $3,000.
Yep.
Yeah.
It goes back to the old saying. You went out, spent $60,000 for a boat, $50,000 for a truck, $30,000 on tackle and electronics to win a $500 check.
If you're lucky.
Yeah. And here with a kayak, for less than the cost of the electronics on a bass boat, you're fully rigged, trailer, kayak, everything.
Yep. And
you're out the door and you're fishing a tournament and having a good time.
Absolutely.
And you're fishing on your time, not their time.
Yep.
7 lines in at 7, lines out at 3. You can fish right to 2:59. Okay, I'm done.
Yep.
Take your time and go home. What more could you ask for?
Nice.
It's good.
Not just that, but it's something that, like, we had Jennifer Muse on last week, wasn't it? Last week, I think.
Yep. Yeah, it's Monday.
Her and Dustin, her husband, they both kayak together. They both fish together. It's something you could do with a family. There aren't too many professional level tournaments that you can fish with your family.
No.
And if you look at elite angler, I just thought of it. His name, the loudmouth.
Iaconelli.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Yeah, when you said that, I knew it.
I was either Iaconelli or James Watson.
But you look at him. He's towing around his bass boat and his truck, and what's on the top of his pickup? A kayak.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty cool. He's got that set up.
And to Mike, don't take any offense to being called. You are probably one of the nicest guys I've ever met. I've never really met Mike, but I've done open tournaments as a co-angler, and he was in the boat next to us, or I walk by him and I just look at him and say hi, and he'd look at you and say hi back, and that he was really very easy to get along with. And he's just a nice guy. Everyone who fishes with him says the same thing. He's real nice to fish with.
And does a lot for kids. Lot for kids.
And the several times I've seen him at opens, especially here on the Potomac, actually on the James River, out of Richmond.
Yep.
I'm having a brain fade tonight. When we came in, I think it was a Thursday or Friday night, we came in, he was sitting there with his wife and kids.
Yep.
You know, he had his family with him, and he still took time to stand up and talk to people. So yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
a real nice guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's got that Jersey mouth. You know, that's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Jersey in him.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Well, you weren't too far from Jersey growing up, were you?
No, I was born and raised in New York.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was born and raised. I was born in Bronxville, just outside of Scarsdale. Lived in Scarsdale till I was about 5 or 6, and then we moved up to Putnam County, Lake Carmel, just the New York, where 84 comes out of Danbury, Connecticut.
Yep.
And then we were just on the New York side of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I basically lived there for most part of my life till finally around 97, 98, I came down here to Virginia. Yeah, I said I've had it with New York.
Yep.
It just got too expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You were talking about like in LA. I fished plenty of opens, and you know he fished the opens, and we were at one on Oneida Lake. Hey Andrew, how you doing, buddy? And a bunch of people, you know, kids, adults, wanted their picture with him. It took him probably 45 minutes to get from the weigh-in stage to his boat because people stopping and talking to him and stuff, you know.
And he's one of those guys that.
Oh, yeah.
He knows the fans are the reason that he's there.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Andrew, how you doing, buddy? Andrew, when last time I saw Andrew was a few years ago. We did a trade show in Tampa, and my niece joined us. She's living in Miami, that area, and she came up and joined us. Andrew was there with us. Andrew came up for the day and worked with us. So yeah, Andrew's a real nice guy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Andrew, don't even ask about the shoulder, man. Notice I'm not raising my left hand too much.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I have.
Ooh, yep.
Yeah, but that's only been a couple months, right? That's only been a couple months.
Well, my shoulder's been like this for 4 years now.
Oh, I thought you just had surgery on it.
I've had 3 surgeries in the last 4 years.
You know,
now they're getting ready for 4.
Dang.
They're talking about a 4th one, and I'm talking about, I'm okay. I still got I'm left-handed. That's what makes it worse. If I was right-handed, I wouldn't care.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it's that, and then the other issue I've been dealing with since, for the last 14 months.
Yeah.
With the cancer and that, it's just getting to me. You're all right, Andrew. No, I'm not fishing again.
We'll be soon,
unfortunately. But I'm having more fun here. I'm having more fun doing this. Like we were talking about content. We're having so much fun looking at videos all day.
Yep.
And sitting here going through all the different videos I have to look at from all the different channels. I'm having a lot of fun doing that. And I'm learning so much right now. I'm listening to shows like your shows, Mike, Daniel from Southeast Georgia. I gotta give Brian from Basscast, everybody. It's been so great listening and watching and learning that it's making my shows better. I go out this weekend. I have a little more of what I want. I know a little more now. I have a better concept of what to film, how to film it. I know a lot of guys you can see behind me right there. There's a GoPro 8. And then if I tip the right way, there's I got this. This is the secret weapon. It stays covered.
Yes.
This is a Insta 360.
Oh, hey.
This thing is beautiful. You can sit it down, turn it on, and walk around, do everything you want, come back in editing, and just spin the camera to follow you.
Oh, heck.
It follows you on a 360 pattern.
Right.
It's like having a cameraman on the boat.
Oh, heck.
And as soon as I learn how to use it, I'll be okay.
I was talking to somebody about cameras and boats, being a co-angler, and this person, I can't remember who it was, and I apologize for that, but that's what she has. Okay, an Insta 360. She gets a bike mount, for like the handlebars.
Yep.
And the grab bar you got as a co-angler.
Yeah. Yep.
She attaches it to that.
Oh, heck.
Yeah.
And she just lets it go, and then I'm like, wow.
Yeah. There was a video I did with the work on a boat.
Yes.
There was a video it does look pretty good, but I put this up on I was at a lake. I put this up on the edge, and I just went out and I cast, and then I reeled it in. Then in editing, I took the camera, I went over to where the bait landed, zoomed out a little, and I just used the camera to follow the bait. And as I got closer to me, I zoomed out more and more. So by the time the bait got within 15, 20 feet of the rod, it showed the bait, the rod, me, everything. And to do that with a regular GoPro and that, you have to have a cameraman.
Yep.
So I want to really learn how to get this camera to work right. Because I think a camera like this mounted on the front of the boat, the GoPro mounted in the back, overlooking, between the two, the footage would be unbelievable.
It would. Hey, John, that was Abby Kinney. I just now remember. It's Abby Kinney was talking about the cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember now.
There was her, and then there was another girl I was talking to before we started our podcast. So.
Yep.
Yeah. And cameras are, we talk about content. The GoPro is great. The GoPro, I have a 4 and an 8, which I love both of them.
Yeah.
The 4 is mainly mounted in my truck.
Yep.
It's got some cracks on it, so it doesn't see the outside world too often. It either stays in here or stays inside where it can't get wet.
Yep.
And then I have the 8, which is a little waterproof.
Yep.
But GoPro has newer cameras that are unbelievable, and the prices are not that bad.
Mm-mm.
And when we do our interview shows, we use an actual Panasonic Lumix 4K DSLR.
Yep.
I didn't spare on that. We have a really nice camera with. I have lighting all over the place. There's lighting on the floor here. My storage has lighting racks in there, and we have everything. I have a light right here on the side. So we have everything we need. I have a suitcase just for audio.
Yep.
Right. And I'm highly impressed with your booth setup that you've taken to shows.
Yeah, definitely.
And
that was just so you know, if I don't know if the camera, the TV directly behind me, off to the side of that's where that used to be on the side. We have a 4-foot wide filing cabinet.
Yeah.
That 40 is on there now. My wife confiscated it. Her desk is off to the side, off to the left.
Yep.
So that TV is directly in front of her desk now because we sit opposite. So she confiscated that. But yeah, it was a nice setup. It was hit and miss. You know, every show was different.
Yep.
If you look at the first show we did this year, on the sides of that were racks
Yeah.
that we actually had product hanging off of.
Yep.
Then the next show, we just had the product laying in front of it on tables. And this last show, we just had the display.
Right.
But it was nice. It was easy to set up. That whole rack stays together as one piece. Yep. And you can pick it up. Even me, I can pick it up with my right hand with no problem. All it is 3/4 inch EMT tubing.
Right.
And then we use we put a black sleeve over it and we shrink it like a shrink wrap. Yep. So it just gives it a nice color and it doesn't chip and all that.
Yeah.
But it's very lightweight. Doesn't weigh that much at all.
You know, your booth does look very professional. You know, and you know, you were talking earlier about the women and stuff like that. You know, when you're having them on the shows, when you're at a display or at a show, I should say, and you sent me a message saying, "Hey, your video is getting a lot of attention."
Yeah,
and it was the one. It was the one with Stephanie Hempel Pellerin.
Yeah.
And,
oh yeah.
And I got to tell you, I go. And I've had so many people tell us, "Hey, you guys found a good niche," because we're not trying to get, you know, Ike and Ellie or Polinac or, you know, all the big name troublemakers. We're trying to get people that are as good as them, but less exposed. You know, and like the women, you know, in the LBAA, there are great fishermen there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You
know? You say fishermen, we call it anglers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Politically correct, anglers. But they are. And it's something I've always said. Male, female, 15, 80. The bass doesn't know what's on the other. You know, they don't even know. They're just looking at a lure and eating it.
Yeah.
They have no clue what's going on. So fishing is one of those true sports where anyone can compete, regardless of age, race, even physical handicap.
Yep.
You know, regardless of any of that, everyone has a fair chance.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, you look at baseball. Only the pitching. Only the guys that can throw that 100+ mile an hour pitch have a career, you know, or they can throw that curveball that takes that curve at the last second, you know.
Right.
So this sport is very proactive when it comes to bringing together. John, you said it yourself with the kayaks. Family. An entire family could fish a tournament in some way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
And thanks to organizations like Slay Nation, they can fish. You know, Slay Nation has a bank series.
Yep.
Yes.
You know, mom, dad, and the kids can go fish a tournament and they can all compete.
Absolutely.
Sorry about looking off camera, guys. I got this TV in the back looking stuff up. And Barking Grugers, hey, no apologies needed. You know, we're keeping the show clean tonight.
Yep.
Yes. We are.
Yeah, yeah. So don't worry about the button tonight, Alvin. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
No, that's the only thing I know. I'm all right. I mean, Mike has been with me for a while. He has been a big part of everything I do. He's been a big part of keeping this alive. In the beginning, he was there for me. When I found out I was sick, he was there. He kept me going.
Yep.
And he's actually, when it comes to the network, he has the same access I do to our servers, everything. He can
Oh,
go in
wow.
there and turn your channel off if he wanted to.
Right,
He can
right.
do whatever he wants. He has full access to everything on the network. I needed someone I could trust, and he is one of those people that I can trust to take over and to keep this going.
Yep.
And I thank God that someone like him is there with helping me out. You know,
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where are the cookies, John?
Yeah. He's got them stashed somewhere. I know this.
I know, man.
Yep.
Like last night we had dinner, and after dinner I'm sitting on the couch and I'm watching Quincy. Quincy is one of my all-time favorite shows.
Oh yeah, good
I'm
stuff.
watching Quincy, and I have this little Blue Bunny. They make the little sundaes.
Yep.
So I'm not really allowed to have it, but every once in a while I can. So I eat my sundae. I throw the empty container in the trash. A few minutes later, I'm like, man, I got those little pieces of pound cake.
Yep.
The chocolate swirl. So I'm sitting on my chair in the living room eating one of those, and my wife is like, if you eat that, you cannot eat your ice cream. And I was like, okay. And she goes to throw trash out, and I heard those words, And I was like,
Oh,
hey, I told you
busted.
I wouldn't eat it. She goes, you already did. I was like, yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, yeah. It's anything after 24 hours, it becomes mine.
Oh yeah. I'm married to the
this is
teacher,
only-
so I get the teacher look on me. I do that stuff like that, and I get the teacher look, and I'm like, I'll go to the corner now.
Yeah.
See, this is the only snack I got right now.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
And
Nothing wrong with that.
unfortunately,
No.
it's not the live kind to where I can make some poor man shrimp.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or a fish sandwich.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, I can chew on that for hours.
Oh yeah.
But no, I want to just I really wanted to be on with you, Alvin, because the last time I was in the emergency room, I had some issues and I was at the emergency room, and Rob got to do a solo, and we had to.
Oh, we got you back. We got you back, man. We got you sick.
Oh, yeah.
We got you six, so we all right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wanted to have Al on again, just so we could talk a little bit and see what's going on.
You brought up about the tackle store, and
Yep.
what we did was we backed down, like we were saying before the show started, in the back room there. It's just hard to compete. There's so many tackle stores.
Yeah.
We wanted to find a niche, and it was just hard to do.
Yes.
So right now if you go to taao.live, go across the top, over to the right a little, you'll see shop taao.live. You'll see our D4 graphics where you get all our shirts, t-shirts, and all that. And under that, you'll see the link to our Square store. It's a free store on Square. I threw everything on there at closeout prices. So you can go on there and get everything at a good discount. Where is it? Here it is.
Look at that little picture right there, Rob. Little picture of Rob.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it now.
Right there.
Right. Yep. Right there. Yep. I see it. Yep. I see it now.
Yeah, I've been trying to get them all up on the wall like the other two, like those. I'm trying to get them across the top. If you go on the website, if you go there, you're going to find something like this. This is a 6-pack of missile baits. This is the Destroyer Watermelon Red. There's 6 packs. $18. That's $3 a pack.
Wow.
So
that is a deal.
there's not that much left. We got some Destroyer, we got some D bombs, baby D bombs, Ned baits, but it's just something we're trying to slowly close out. All these baits are on there at closeout
Yep.
prices. No, get it the right side up.
There you go. There you
it
go.
up so you can read it, or so you can see the bait. So we'll do this. Yeah.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. We got everything up there. You go on, close out. Once it's sold, it's sold. And
Yep.
then we're going to move on with some other projects.
Gotcha.
I'm going to start a show second and fourth Thursdays starting in May. It's going to be a content creator show. It's going to be all about creating content. We're going to talk to different content creators, especially guys with channels on the network. And we're just going to talk about how they film their shows, where they film them, the basics. You don't need $1 million to start a TV show.
No.
That is true.
I had the privilege of bumping into some people who have been on TV for many, many years. And they're on either the Outdoor Channel, the Sportsman Channel. And I talked with them about it. And they were like, the old days, you go out, one person would film the other person. Today, tomorrow, I'd film him, and you come back, you sit at the dining room table or kitchen table and you edit the film. And then Monday morning, you put it in the mail to the network. And that was it. Now you wake up, you got to go to an office. You're greeted by a secretary, cameramen, producers, audio. There's 6, 7 people there. Itineraries, all this. It's not fun.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why we have the American Angler Outdoors, to bring that, to put the passion back into the content.
Yeah.
So, because when someone is passionate about the content they're making, it's going to show in their videos. And that's what we want. I want to bring that main channel, the TAAO channel, I want to bring that back to what my original concept for that channel is, or was, just like the Outdoor Channel, the Sportsman Channel, 30-minute shows, prime time, 8 to 11, Monday through Friday. And then we'll have shows outside of prime time.
Yep.
But I want it so that John's, JCX Fishing, Tuesday nights, 9:30, it's your 30-minute show about your fishing event, just like if you're on the World Fishing Network or something.
Yep.
And I want to bring that back. And I think we can.
Oh, yeah.
I think we can get the right people together. We can create that channel that I've always envisioned the TAAO channel would be. And the other channels, they're there to keep people, to show others aspects. If you go to TAAO.live and you click on content partners, you can go down, click on your logo, that logo that's back there.
Yep.
And people can go to your page and see all your past shows that we have. They're all just like on YouTube, but they're all right there to be viewed.
Right.
And we had that for all our content creators. And again, we want to make it so that people eventually, when they go to your page, it'll say YouTube. They click it and they go to your YouTube channel to subscribe or follow us on YouTube. Click Facebook, Instagram, X, whatever. And I want to give everybody that exposure they need without you spending that money.
Right.
I can tell you from personal experience trying to get on the Outdoor Network and on those channels. You're looking at a camera alone, $3,500 minimum for the kind of camera they want. Then audio equipment, everything else. You're in that $6,000 to $10,000 just for equipment. Then you got to have somebody to run it for you.
Yep.
So, it is expensive. when you do your show, they want a 24 or 26-minute show.
Yeah.
But they want 2 or 3 minutes. They want 2 minutes. They either want 2 or 3 segments where it's just a black screen already built in.
Yep.
So they can sit there at 7:56 into the video, boom, their 2 minutes of commercials starts to play.
Yep.
You know, I don't want that. I want 26 to 28 minutes of video for the network. Solid video.
Yep.
Because that's your 26 minutes, not mine. That's your 26 to 28 minutes. You put your commercials in there. So you guys put who you like. You have Missile Baits as a sponsor.
Yep.
You talk to John over at Missile Baits or Byram and say, hey, guys, I'm putting a show on Thursday nights, 9 o'clock on the American Angler Outdoors Network. I'd like to throw a minute commercial. And they'll send you a copy of one of their commercials, or they'll work with you, and that's it. I get that first minute or two and that last minute or two to throw my commercials in.
Yep.
I can't stand when a show goes to a commercial break and you sit there. 3-4 minutes later, 7-8 commercials later. So just like you have with here, TAL.live coming across the bottom.
Yep.
And you have your logo on the top corner. You guys, a content creator can blend their sponsors' logos into the content.
Yep.
So that 26 minutes, it's always showing a different logo in that same spot.
Yep.
Every 2 minutes it changes.
Yep.
And you can get that. And then that's where you can monetize that 28 minutes or whatever. You can monetize it by talking to your people and your sponsors, because you and they all know that's what it's all about, us.
Yep.
We're not going to deal with other commercials. They're not going to bother us. That whole 26 minutes is mine.
Yep.
So
and
that is my goal still.
Right. Yeah. That's good. That's great.
And like you said, I just give you a little example here. Like I just switched, a couple clicks of the button. I switched from the TAAO live to our YouTube, and I can go back to there. So you could throw a lot of different sponsors on this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
My Only Fishes show. I think you might have to. Let me go back to a couple. We'll read these to you, Al. Let me go back a couple about Ben and Jerry's and all that.
Oh yeah. See, where was that at?
Just
there
for
we go.
him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for Barking Rugers. Is that his name?
Yep.
Good friend of the show.
Just so he knows, we do have adult content. I can put adult content on the network. All right.
Okay.
It won't be shown, but it can go on.
Gotcha.
Those Only Fishes channel, yeah. And I don't think anybody wants to watch that.
Yeah. Now, he was talking about Ben and Jerry's and all these ice cream places.
Oh,
yep.
Having
pints.
Ben and Jerry's, Borden's best. now, Joe.
All right.
Ben and Jerry's is in Vermont. Okay, which is Lake Champlain. Come on up. We'll go visit the factory.
Hey, there you go. That sounds like an invitation to me now.
I keep forgetting about upstate New York. When you're downstate, upstate New York is a whole other country.
Yeah, well, being upstate,
north of Albany is another country.
Oh yeah, yep.
Like we say, you can cut from Albany east off the state and we'd be good.
Oh yeah.
Never. And I tell people all the time, I'm heading up to Buffalo. I'm like, please do yourself a favor. Do not go west of Syracuse and call them New Yorkers. They're Western New Yorkers.
It's crazy.
That is a huge insult.
Wow.
It's crazy because I'm 10 minutes from Cuba Lake.
Yep.
And they consider me Central New York. The next town over, they consider it Western New York.
Yep. You're right on the border.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're on the edge.
Yeah.
But I'm okay. You know, the only thing I wish New York would do is lower taxes.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck with that.
See, I consider Western New York anything west of the Hudson.
Yep.
Which is a good area to fish, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Up
Still
north, not down south. Down south, you might not want to see what you're pulling out of those waters.
No.
Yeah, you may find a couple of Jimmy Hoffa's friends.
It's a grocery carts. It's a grocery carts.
Yeah, I don't like fishing. I say anything lower than Tappan Zee Bridge.
Yep.
Anything south of the Tappan Zee Bridge. Anything north, you're pretty much safe.
Yeah. But no, bringing it back to your channel.
Yeah.
I want to thank you greatly. You know, you've done wonders for me, for our show. Appreciate
Absolutely.
everything you're doing for us. Not just us as the JCX programming and but the I'm sorry, I'm reading
No, we are too, so don't feel bad.
Oh yeah.
But,
We kind of all forgot what you were saying. We were busy reading.
yeah, Joe's having a good time. But he you know, you're helping everybody with your show.
Absolutely.
You know, you're giving us like we tell people when in the green room before we get on, you know, we're like, hey, just pretend like you're at a tackle shop talking shop with your friends, having a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That is all we do, you know?
Yeah.
Like Rob
and I appreciate it.
Yeah, Rob and I sit here and we're like, okay, what are we going to talk about if the guest doesn't show up? You know?
We figure it out. I
don't know. I'm like, I don't know.
And I appreciate the way you guys feel, and I get that from everybody. And when we do the shows like North Carolina, Fishersville, shows like that, you know, it's nice to have somebody come up and say to you, "Hey, I watch your channel," or come up and pull out their cell phone and they have it downloaded on their cell phone.
Wow.
It's great. I love it when people do that. The North Carolina show was a big positive for me because someone wanted to get their picture taken with me. I was like,
wow.
I mean, I didn't care what happened from that moment after. I was happy. Somebody recognized me.
Yep.
Yeah. And it takes a while to come up, unfortunately, indoors.
Yep.
But it's nice to be recognized. And it's
absolutely
nice to have people come up and say, thanks for giving us some good programming. You know, we're constantly cookie time. Cookie.
Barking Rugers. This is for you. Download it. The TAAO live. Download it on your phone. At 9:34, your show comes on the JCX channel. All right.
Well, and that's just it. And this weekend, Saturday on the TAAO live, our website, we have the LBAA live tournament weigh-in.
Awesome.
That'll be simulcast on the website. And I'm really excited about that. I won't be here. So I'll be doing a tournament. I'll be filming myself, but I'm really, luckily, thank God, with YouTube and the way everything works, it just all runs itself.
Yeah.
know?
Oh, yeah.
Now,
on cruise control. On cruise control.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to this tournament going over well because it's the first live tournament to ever be shown on the network.
Okay.
Well, on the website,
Right.
John and I have spoken about doing live shows on the network. There is a way to do it, but unfortunately, it's expensive. Not
Yeah.
that expensive, but expensive enough to say, all right, we got to justify it.
Yeah.
And what makes that justification harder is it's only available on Roku.
Yeah.
So Fire TV and the mobile apps will see what's originally scheduled.
Yeah.
Right.
The live will only come up on Roku, and they're working on the rest. Once they get all of it, then we'll do it. Because to me, that would be the ultimate gift to
Yeah.
be able to put this show live on on that national network.
Yeah.
I can sit there and say, give me the link. We throw it up there. So 8 o'clock on Monday night or Tuesday night, you go sit down in the living room, pop a cold one, turn on Roku, and watch the show right there live on Roku.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is our goal. And we got that live option. It took a while. So I'm sure with the way this company that we deal with works, they'll probably have it ready soon enough.
Hey, Alvin, even though I'm giving you hell thank you for you're helping bring grassroots back to mainstream.
Absolutely. Well said.
That's what it is. There is no channel out there that caters to the everyday angler.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about our channels. We have channels that cater you guys. Your channel, it's everyday anglers on the podcast.
Yep.
It's the angler you're going to see Saturday at that local tournament. And it's the same with May Contain Fishing, Mike and Daniel, their podcast, Basscast, everybody. It's normal, everyday anglers.
Yep.
And we're giving them that spotlight they might not get.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to do with the TAAO channel, the main channel. We want to let the guy or the gal or the organization that has all that content and can put together a 28-minute show, and it's not like we need 52 episodes, 20 to 26 episodes, and we got a whole year out of it because we run 6 and run 4 repeats, run 6, 4 repeats, then do a little change here, change there, and you'll get a whole year out of those 20 to 26 episodes, just like the mainstream channels do.
Yep.
You watch some of these shows on TV, there's only 20 to 25 episodes.
Yep.
Yeah, you can watch us live on Elite Windstorm tomorrow on airs. No, some of us have to work, Rick.
Yep.
Where is he down, Harris?
Yeah, he's right down there. He's gonna be a cameraman, a camera boat.
Yep. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Harris is a beautiful place.
It is.
I fished a few opens on there. Always fun.
Oh yeah, it is.
Different.
I haven't. The furthest south I fished and open is in the James River.
Yep.
And then we won't discuss too much of my Toyota Championship down in Alabama.
Your Gunnersville experience. I went and fished Toho one time. I fished Toho, so that's the furthest south I've been. So I was down a pretty good bit.
No, I take that back.
I think he's busted your chops, John.
Never.
I know.
Now listen, probably about 20-something years ago, I was down in Florida visiting my brother. He used to live right outside of Tampa.
Yep.
We rented a 14-foot John boat, went to Seminole Lake. It was a small lake, not the big one that the elites fish. And I'm throwing out a buzz bait. I saw this thing sticking up that I thought was a log. Then it started moving on me. I'm like, all right, let's head to the other end of the lake.
Uh-oh. Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This northern guy didn't like gators.
Yeah.
John's skills melt once he gets south of it.
You just got to tap them on the nose, man. You tap on the nose, they'll go away. That won't bother you.
No, don't feel bad. I had that happen on Okeechobee.
Yeah.
I was throwing a frog, popping it, throw it, pop it, and the boater stopped what he was doing, and he looked at me. I looked at him, and I was like, something wrong? He goes, no, just keep doing what you're doing. I want to watch. I'm like, okay. Pop, pop, blow up. Just as I'm getting ready to set the hook, he goes, I wouldn't do that if I was you. I'm like, why? He goes, because that's a gator. And it was, I hit the gator right in the head. He goes, I was watching you go throwing it about every foot. And I was like, yeah, 4 more casts, he's going to hit that gator.
He knew.
That's the one downside about Florida.
Yeah.
So that takes your tap him on the nose theory out, Rob.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew's going to Toho next week.
Andrew fishes Toho. He knows Harris Chain.
Oh, yeah.
Harris Chain, you got to go from the main lake, each lake.
Yeah.
And they have that channel.
Yeah.
If you get up there early enough in the morning, it's scary because it's a no wake zone. The channels in between the lakes are no wake zones. And as you're going through there, you're looking off to the sides. And it's like, dude, do not tip the boat. Because the first boat goes, by the 4th or 5th boat, it's like the 3rd guy to light a cigarette in a war. He's the one that's getting shot.
Oh, yeah.
The first one gets the sniper to look. The second person gets they sight in. The third one gets the bullet.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
The first boat through, the gators start to come to the edge. By the 3rd or 4th boat, the side of these channels are just gator after gator after gator. It's tip over, we got you.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's fun though.
Oh, yeah, it is. Beautiful place down there.
It is. I loved Okeechobee. It was a lot of fun to fish.
Yep.
It's called the Dead River in the Harris Chain.
For a reason.
Yeah, there is a reason. But John, if you really want to fish a nice place outside of Birmingham, Alabama, Smith Lake.
Yeah. Yep,
I
been
fished
there.
That at an open one time, and that
don't pet swamp puppies.
Swamp puppies.
No, man, you stay away from them.
Yeah.
But I fished that, and I got to say that was probably one of my top lakes I ever fished.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So much fun. I had a great time. And this was back 20 years ago I fished it.
Yep.
I had a TomTom GPS in the car. I get down into Alabama, and I stop. I get gas. I come out. I recalibrate, and the GPS goes, "This route involves dirt roads. Would you like to avoid dirt roads?"
Oh, gosh.
I'm like, I'm a New Yorker in the South. What do you think?
What's the matter, you? What's the matter, you?
I was like, of course I want to avoid dirt roads. And I never seen or heard that before or anywhere else except down there. And it was the dirt roads are main roads down in some of those places.
Absolutely.
It's a shortcut. I was like, nah, I'll take the 2-hour round trip. I'll take the 2-hour path on the blacktop versus the 10 minutes on the dirt road.
The banjo trail. You don't want the banjo trail. Just saying.
No banjo trails.
No.
I was driving my little car back then. I had a car. I had a Malibu. That thing was not getting out of the way.
No.
No, we thank you a lot on the show, and we appreciate you coming back on and visiting us. But you watched every show we've ever done.
Yep.
And I've got to do it so I can sleep in my bed tonight. What's what's your favorite homemade cookie?
Chocolate chip.
Okay, we won't tell your wife.
Yeah, no, I love chocolate chip or a good sugar cookie.
There you go. That's my two favorites. Yeah.
That's mine. That's mine right there. A nice
Yeah.
soft sugar cookie with
Well,
Fresh
I'm a
out
diabetic
the oven.
right now. Yeah,
Yep.
with my diabetes right now, at 10 o'clock every day, it's religious around here. And my wife even evacuates the kitchen at 10 o'clock. I have my honey. I have a black breakfast tea.
Yep.
I put a little honey, a little Splenda in it, some lemon juice. And then I get these little apple pies. They're about this big,
Yep.
but they're sugar free. So I
Oh,
can
hey.
have, and that's my 10 o'clock break. After that, I'm ready to go and do anything you want me to do.
There you go.
know?
I know.
Before that, nothing. I'm
Forget
working
I know we
about it.
talked about meeting up at the Potomac when I come down that way, and
Yes.
I'll make sure I won't bring you any sugar cookies.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I can cheat once in a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I planned on you're gonna be down here the first week in May, right?
I can't remember.
And
I
you're
don't
going
even
out
know
of
if tomorrow's.
Smallwood, right?
What's that?
Smallwood State Park.
Yes.
I am. If you cross over into the state of Virginia, come about 20 miles south. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Potomac River is a half mile to the right of me.
Oh,
A
cool.
half mile from the Potomac River. So yeah, and I planned on coming up, sitting down so we could do a show together, a live face-to-face interview. And you're with what, BFL, right?
Yeah. I'll be at the BFL.
Yeah, and they're a wonderful organization.
Absolutely.
And they're great. Their directors and people who work for them are fantastic people.
Yep.
I'll probably come early and do a little pre-work, do some videos of their because they do a nice setup with the stage and
Oh,
everything.
yeah. They do.
And then maybe we can sit down, talk. We'll do a nice 25, 30-minute show, and we'll make it one of the road trip shows.
There you go. That's perfect.
And I want to talk to you a little bit about that, the BFLs. Steve Sizemore, he's the tournament director for the Northeast region. I knew him from the Toyota series. He used to be one of the guys, running the bump board and stuff. Now, we all know I was in a boating accident last year. And during the BFL tournament, smashed my face up a little bit. And some say it improved the looks, but hey, we'll go with that.
Yep.
But for about every day for about a week and a half, he would text me to see how I was doing.
Wow.
Hey, everything okay? You doing okay? It was never anything about insurance or money or anything like that. And I thanked him.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, that to me showed a lot. Some people don't like the upper tops of the MLF and all that stuff, but you know what?
There's some good people there.
For the grassroots guys, the BFL, that's the way to go.
Yep, absolutely.
I used to fish it. I used to fish the BFL, but I also used to fish it when it was the Stren series.
Yep.
Yeah. Now it's the Toyota series, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, it is. Yep.
It's just like the Opens have changed their names and that. And I fished ABA. I fished the Virginia division, the Maryland division. But yeah, I mean, BFLs have always been very well organized, very well run.
Absolutely.
And the directors have always been there for you. If you, as a co-angler, you get off that boat and you go up to the director and say, "Hey, man, the boater kept doing this, 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 and this." They're not going to sit there and say, "Okay, Call me in 2 weeks. We'll look into it. By the time you turn your back and walk away, the director's calling you 5 minutes later. Hey, come on down to the trailer. We're going to discuss this. They got the motor in the trailer, and
Oh yeah.
they're going to discuss what went on.
Exactly.
They're going to hit it hard. They're going to hit it right then, and they're going to end it before you have a chance to walk away and start bad mouthing everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because that's what happens. Once it's cleared up, you're like, hey man, I had a bad day, but you know what? It ends on a good note because the director straightened it out.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I got satisfaction. But if he says, call me in 2 weeks, we'll work it out, you got 2 weeks to badmouth them. Yeah, they ain't gonna do
Oh
that.
yeah. Mm.
Yep.
But yeah, they're a good organization. And like you said, once you get above the Toyota series, it's
Gets complicated. Gets complicated.
It's a 180. It's not the same as when it was FLW.
No.
Another thing with Steve, I saw they were setting up for the tournament, and I went over and I talked to him, thanked them for putting on a good show, appreciate everything that they do because they do a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I go, can I ask you a question? And he's like, you can ask me anything you want. I go, why do you guys always schedule the Potomac 2 weeks apart? Because that's what they used to do.
Yep.
2 to 3 weeks apart, they'd have a Potomac tournament, then everything else would be in New York. He goes, we're not doing that next year. He goes, we're doing a Potomac early and a Potomac late.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Which is nice because, if you're in New York driving 6.5, 7 hours to the Potomac, come home for 2 weeks and doing it again.
It's hard.
Oh, yeah.
It's
That's tough. That's a grind.
And a lot of the reasons was, why is New York always July and August?
Yeah.
Well, the main reason is New York is one of those rare states where you can only fish between June and I believe it's October?
Yep.
Down here in Virginia, Maryland, all June means is you went from a 15-inch minimum to a 12-inch minimum.
Yep.
That's it. But in New York, there is a window that you can fish. So yeah, you got to, you're competing with all these other tournaments that are trying to schedule in that window. So that's why it was always, sometimes New York used to be back to back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or they would do the Potomac, New York, then come back to the Potomac, then go back to New York. And it's usually 4 tournaments plus the super tournament.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah, it was always like that, but it's just weird. Again, I understand New York State's reasoning, the whole New England reasoning for seasons.
Yep.
But it's different. It's hard to schedule tournaments as a director when you have to deal with that. And that's what people don't understand. My director doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, he does.
Yeah. There's more to the story.
Yeah.
Hey, Andrew, you could fish 12 months of the year in New York, too. Just some of them you won't be able to use your boat. You might have to use an auger and a hole.
Yeah, you could actually walk out to the middle of the lake.
Yeah.
Right. That's an advantage. That's an advantage.
Hey, you're saving yourself gas money.
There you go.
And
there you go.
I know, John, when you're saying all the setup they do. With ABA, I couldn't fish a few tournaments. I was something with I broke my thumb. And I couldn't fish a few tournaments. But I didn't want to stop because it was right at Smallwood. And at the time, I lived outside of Annapolis. I was an hour away. So I got a hold of Gary Connor, who was the director. And I told him, I said, hey, I still want to be involved. He's like, well, come on down Friday and help out. And I went down. I helped out. And I'll tell you, I think every boater and co-angler should spend the setup day or breakdown with a tournament.
Yeah.
And see what goes into putting one of those tournaments together. They drive up with this beautiful trailer. They open the side and they do this. But you don't see all the other work that goes into it. The setting up the bump tank, setting up the tanks for the water, getting water into those tanks.
Yeah.
Then you got to get the water out of those tanks. And certain places you have to do it. You can't just tip the thing over. You have to put it back into the lake directly. And John, Smallwood, those tanks are a good 150, 200 feet away from the water.
Yep.
So you got to hose it out,
Yep.
Then you got the pontoon boat, and at places like Smallwood, that's a little bit of a haul to that pontoon boat to get those fish back into the water. So you do.
Yeah, you're right, Rick. Leroy could never say canastota on stage. So he would say canastota.
Poor Leroy. Leroy's good people, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think everyone should have to put put on a director, or even just the guy doing the bumping, or just do what they do once.
Yeah.
Get a whole new perspective of what it's like to put together a tournament. And next time you come in and you get ready to scream, it's going to be, okay, let me know when you're done. you know?
Well,
Yep.
every tournament I've ever fished, I've always thanked everybody that I've come across that worked there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Whether it be from the person who checks you in, the person who sends you out in the morning, whatever. Even when I was at Gunnersville and zeroed for 2 days straight, I went on stage day 2 just so I could thank everybody.
Yep.
I remember
without those people, there are no tournaments.
No.
Yeah. And I can remember, Gary Connors is one of the greatest tournament directors with ABA. Always a lot of fun. At least for me, I had a great time. We were up in Northeast Maryland on the Upper Bay fishing. And it was everything was said and done. They were starting to do the final tallies and all that. And I was like, hey, Gary, how did I do? He goes, 13th. I was like, beautiful, man. 13th. Yeah. How far back you paying? 12. It was like, but what can you do? And I was like, well, no sense in me sticking around. I might as well take that 2-hour drive home. Start it now.
Yep.
Yeah,
there you go.
But yeah, it's tournament directors are very underappreciated. Let's just put it that way.
I agree.
And I know as a tournament director now with, Slay Nation, I do the slot series. I got a good group of anglers that fish with us. Slay Nation, they just attract good anglers. Even when I sat there one day and I disqualified like 4 out of 6 fish. And the guy's like, what did I do wrong? I'm like, you're using the wrong board.
Yeah.
He was using, and I told him before, he goes, oh man. I was like, but he didn't get mad. And a month later, he was fishing with the right board.
Yep.
Yeah. And John, Rob, you guys know for yourself, in some of these tournaments, if you'd have done that, it'd have been, you'd have to have the state police in front of you when you said it.
Yeah.
It would have been words.
Yeah.
Be worse than a domestic dispute.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's good, and you do have a lot of great angles. I'm gonna, fishing is like most sports. You got that 1%.
Yeah.
That no matter what you do, you're not gonna please them. You got 29 pounds, 14 ounces. You came in second. Go in first, because the guy in first got 30 pounds. That's why.
The one thing I like to hear is, oh, he beat me by water weight.
And how much of yours was water weight?
Yeah. Exactly.
No, Al, I want to thank you for coming on. I can't believe it's been almost an hour and 20 minutes now.
It's always fun.
Yeah, time flies, man.
It is. I enjoy talk fishing with everybody, and and that's why Rob and I do this.
Exactly. We have a ball. We have a blast.
Yep.
Yep.
And whether
And
whether it's honestly, none of our shows are planned, just the guests.
Yep, exactly.
those
Yeah.
are the best shows. And
Yep.
You
I
know?
know one thing, tomorrow around 10:30, 11 o'clock, well, I won't be here. So I'll probably be later on in the day tomorrow. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to download this off of YouTube and I'm going to upload it to the server. And then tomorrow evening early, I'll put it onto the network. So tomorrow night it'll cycle through. And I know one thing, I don't have to sit here and listen to it again because I've already know I ain't got to bleep nothing.
Yeah, there you go.
Now you
But
might
yeah,
have to bleep something with that Barking Rugers episode we had.
we have to put a little
Disclaimer at the bottom.
either that or we'll just blur it out.
Yeah, there you go.
Blurring. I've gotten good at using the editing tools, real good lately.
Oh yeah, I'd say.
But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to head over to the local American Legion Hall, help out one of the guys. There's some runners on the deck that need to be replaced.
All right.
So being retired and bored out of my mind sometimes, I'm going to go give him a hand, help out.
Awesome.
And then I'll go through all my camera gear, everything, make sure it's all 100%, take off after lunch on Friday, and a nice quiet night in the hotel room, and then get over there and do my show Saturday.
There you go.
Awesome. Appreciate it. And I just want to say thanks to Barking Rugers for giving us that compliment.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also to Andrew for jumping on.
Yep, Andrew's great. Andrew's always there, and Rick's always here.
Yeah, Andrew's a good guy. Andrew was on my pro staff.
Okay. Gotcha.
Andrew was on pro staff for one of the longest pro staff members.
Oh wow!
You know,
the Gray Goat,
good
correct?
Guy.
Yep.
Huh?
With Gray Goat.
Gray Goat Lures. That was our spinnerbait company.
Yep.
I was at storage today. I'm cleaning it out finally. After 4 years, I finally got in there and started cleaning it. And I found an old display rack with about 15 spinnerbaits on it.
Oh,
Sitting there in the mess in the back.
Yep.
I was like, okay, I know I got spinnerbaits for the next few years now.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Well, we'll have to have you on another one of these shows where we do a technique show about spinnerbaits.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That and that'd be great.
Yep.
We get Andrew on too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep. We can have up to 10 people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and you're with StreamYard.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I use Wave because that's what I also use. I use Wave for for the same amount of money as StreamYard. They provide me with all the editing tools. I can transcribe this show. Just hit a button and transcribe it to text.
Wow.
Yeah, StreamYard has been doing a lot of
They've been getting better.
Moving in that way as well.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
They have. And originally I started with I think it was X10 or 10X or something.
Yep.
Okay.
But they just got expensive and they started taking away, not adding.
Huh.
Sounds like bass fishing tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
But that's just it. And
you pay more, get less.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's sad, because the cost of bass fishing is going up.
Oh yeah. Big time.
Oh, it is. It's no longer they say if you want to make $1 million, you got to start with 2 million.
Yeah. Yep.
Now you got to start with 4 million.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is. And to be a professional bass angler today, God bless you, because you're not, you might be making more money, but technically the cost today versus the cost 10 years ago, I'll take the paycheck from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made more.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, hey, we're getting close to an hour and a half, so I'm gonna go.
We're
I'm
good.
gonna go spend a little bit of time with my wife before we had the bed and all that. And well, thanks again, and we'll set something up for that spinnerbait show.
Definitely.
All right, sounds good. Let me know.
All right, man.
All right,
Appreciate you, Alvin.
Appreciate
All right,
it.
we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right,
Keep
see you,
up the
buddy.
hard work.
Appreciate you.
Woo.
All right, man. Next
looked
level,
up-
man.
I looked up and it was like 54 minutes. I'm like, what?
Yep. Yeah, I'm down to like 5% on my laptop. I charged it before I did Jay's podcast and got on here, and I was like, hope I got enough juice.
All right, buddy. Well, hey, you have a good night. Have a good weekend. Keep up the great job at work.
Will do.
And, can't wait to talk to you Monday, man.
Yeah, I'll hit you up Saturday after tournament, tell you how I do.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure we will.
All right, buddy. Well, everybody else be safe. Have a great weekend, and don't do anything too crazy.
Yeah. And